DICE and Battlefield has just completely changed the movement and removed all the absolutely ridiculous jumping, strafing, and gliding, taking it back to more of a traditional Battlefield gameplay. And for you out of the loop, I'm gonna show you first of all an example of how ridiculous the movement was before the Battlefield changes. I have to apologize for the terrible resolution of the video, but you can understand about how it looks. They're literally jumping around and sliding like crazy. And reading the official blog post, they're basically saying they want to bring back more of a traditional Battlefield gameplay. And this is the most important part, especially horizontal speed, carrying from a slide into a jump. There's a greater penalty for consecutive jumps with a lower jump height when spamming. And also firing or shooting when you're sliding will have a reduced accuracy. They will make it so people cannot jump and slide around like crazy and still get tons of kills. Because for 99% of the player base, they don't want the gameplay to look like this. If you have to watch the clip again. He's literally jumping around. Look at this clip. He launched himself out of the window and then hip-fired an enemy. I would assume for 90% of actual Battlefield players, they want a more grounded experience. They don't want to jump around like Call of Duty or Titanfall and hip-fire people. And they don't want that to happen to themselves. And lots of players in the quote-unquote movement community are absolutely seething. They're basically saying anyone who isn't pro these insane, dumb, jumping around movement mechanics is a 1.4 KD shud who can't even play the game. And there's a simple answer to this. If you like movement, go play another game. Battlefield was never supposed to be a movement game. No one wanted Battlefield to be a movement game. No one asked for it to be a movement game. So, when the developers decide to make it not a movement game, 90% of people are happy. Here's another clip from before the new update. He's jumping and sliding and jumping. I need to apologize for the low bitrate. And even if you don't want Battlefield to be some super grounded military sim like Squad or Hell Let Loose, this is completely ridiculous. And that's why people are comparing it to Call of Duty or other FPS games. This is kind of a joke by Teabag Gaming and other YouTuber. Personally, I like to see Titanfall movement in Battlefield 6, with double jump, air strafe, and grenade boosting. It's an obvious joke, and that's not the point why I'm showing you the post. The point is, there already exist tons and tons of games which is solely designed around having advanced movement, air strafe, double jump, sliding, and all of that. Battlefield and most games doesn't need to change the gameplay to appeal to that audience. And most of the people calling for the game and add these movement mechanics are the top 0.01% clip farmers on Twitch. This is from Titanfall 2.
Okay, not bad.
So for people who love movement games and love jumping around and sliding and all of that, there exist games that you can play if you like that type of gameplay. But most Battlefield players, they don't want the game to be like this. There is no reason why we, Battlefield players, should have to adjust. Tweet from Rival LX Factor, another streamer slash YouTuber. Battlefield is trending on Twitter yet again. Why? Because movement players who want the movement exploits such as momentum building, maintaining momentum by bunny hopping, and yeeting 30 feet off a ledge or cover, getting dragged by everyone and anyone who wants Battlefield to remain Battlefield. This is a 99.9% to a 0.1% issue. We are talking millions upon millions of likes wanting Battlefield like movement in Battlefield 6 and keeping the over-the-top stuff out of the game. Insanity. Most players don't want the game to turn into Titanfall 2. They don't want the guy jumping 20 feet up in the air off a ledge. They don't want the guy to bunny hop across the map at 500 kilometers an hour. And all of the super try-hard movement players who spend every day, all day playing video games always uses the same defense. The only people who are complaining about movement aren't as good at me at the game. Obviously. Because most players aren't sitting at home for 12 hours a day playing video games. So obviously the average player are gonna be against ridiculous movement mechanics. So when these people are coming to you and saying, yeah, we need to have this, and if you disagree, you're bad at the game, literally just ignore them. These are professional video gamers. The only reason they want this in the game is to farm bad players and get more clicks on their streams. And the only reason they're mad is because if the movement is ridiculous like this, they will make more money because they will have better clips to post. They have an active financial incentive to keep the movement ridiculous. They don't actually want the game to be good. They don't want the movement to be good. They actually just want to make as much money as possible by posting cool clips. And this is another post, I don't want to read it all, but they're basically saying anyone who doesn't want this ridiculous, stupid, idiotic gameplay movement things are just bad at games, and in real fun games, you need to be able to jump 40 feet in the air off a ledge, slide jump, bunny hop, and all those insane movement mechanics. And if you disagree with me, you're bad at the game. And who's surprised? This guy is a Twitch streamer. What? Who could have guessed? The guy who makes money off farming cool clips wants the game to revolve around jumping and sliding and everything of that sort. So when you see these people say these stupid things, just ignore them, just know they're just saying it to make money. They don't actually care about the game, they just want more subscribers on their Twitch. And here's a pretty funny response I saw. He said in the post, I feel like FPS games specifically aren't made for fun, and then looks back at historically, most fun FPS games were before movement mechanic bullshit. Don't take these people serious. They literally just want to farm clips for their TikTok or YouTube or whatever because they want more views. I'm just gonna finish up with a last clip. They say, oh, we had movement before in like Battlefield 4 and stuff. I'm just gonna show you the clip.
Alright, dude.
Got the slip that may blow you up, you stupid fucking fuck.
The reason it looks fast is because his FOV is so freaking high. Here's another clip. The movement isn't that crazy, I'm sorry. How can you seriously compare it to something like this? They're literally bunny hopping. They're just sliding through the air. He literally launched himself through a window 20 feet in the air, non-scope shot a guy from the first floor. And the comparison, the high octane, and the comparison movement clip is a guy kind of jumping and turning his mouse kind of fast. Really? So for the people, oh, we had movement in Battlefield 4, blah, 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 blah. You're wrong. It's not even comparable. There's no slide jump. There's no slide jumping. There's no bunny hopping. There's no launching yourself. It's literally a normal ass movement with high FOV, and he has great aim, so it looks a bit more crazy than normal. But you can't compare. You can't compare it. That's the clips I'm gonna show you today. That's the clips I have. Do you think the movement changes were good? Do you think they were bad? Do you want to be able to launch yourself 30 feet in the air and bunny hop and all that? I don't get why. So please tell me if you do think that's a good thing. And if you agree, leave a like and please tell me why you agree with me. Subscribe.